Our next topic will be thoracic outlet or inferior thoracic aperture. But before studying inferior thoracic aperture, we must know the structure of diaphragm. It is muscular or tendinous septum that separates the thorax from the abdominal cavity. It is pierced by different structures that pass from thorax to abdominal cavity. It consists of sternal part, it consists of costal part, it consists of vertebral part. Sternal part arises from posterior surface of xiphoid process. Costal part arises from lower 6 ribs as well as their costal cartilages. Vertebral part arises from vertebral column as well as arcuate ligaments. Right crus arises from the sides of bodies of L1, L2 and L3. Left crus arises from the side of body of L1 and L2. On the lateral sides of right and left crus, medial arcuate ligament and the lateral arcuate ligament is present. Both right and left crus, they are joined or connected by a median arcuate ligament. It has right and left dome. Right dome extend up to the upper border of the 5th rib and the left dome extend up to the lower border of the 5th rib. Diaphragm is innervated by phrenic nerve as well as lower 6 intercostal nerves. Diaphragm has different functions such as muscle of inspiration, muscle of abdominal straining, weightlifting muscle as well as thoraco-abdominal pump. Muscle of inspiration. On contraction, the diaphragm pulls its central tendon down, increases the vertical diameter of the thorax. The diaphragm is the most important muscle used in inspiration. Muscle of abdominal straining. The contraction of diaphragm assists the contraction of muscles of the anterior abdominal wall in raising the intra-abdominal pressure for defecation. This mechanism is further aided by the person taking a deep breath and closing the glottis of the larynx. Diaphragm also acts as a weight-lifting muscle. In a person taking a deep breath and holding it, the diaphragm assists the muscles of anterior abdominal wall in raising the intra-abdominal pressure to such an extent that it helps to support the vertebral column and prevent flexion. This greatly assists the prevertebral muscles in lifting of heavy weights. Diaphragm also acts as a thoraco-abdominal pump. The descent of the diaphragm decreases the intrathoracic pressure at the same time increases the intra-abdominal pressure. This pressure change compresses the blood in the inferior vena cava and forces it upward into the right atrium of heart. After brief description about the diaphragm, we will discuss about thoracic outlet or inferior thoracic aperture, which is our main topic today. Inferior thoracic aperture or thoracic outlet is basically the end of the thorax which separates the upper part of the abdominal cavity. It is bounded anteriorly by infrasternal angle. It is bounded posteriorly by the 12th thoracic vertebrae body, and on each side it is bounded by 7 to 12 ribs and their costal cartilages. Again, boundaries of sternum. Anteriorly it is bounded by infrasternal angle, posteriorly by the 12th thoracic vertebrae body, and on each side by 7 to 12 ribs. Structures passing through the diaphragm. There are 3 large and several small openings in the diaphragm which allow passage to structures from thorax to abdomen, as we have discussed before. This is a structure of diaphragm showing some large openings like inferior vena cava opening, like esophageal opening, as well as aortic opening. First of all, aortic opening of diaphragm. It lies at the level of the 12th thoracic vertebrae. It transmits aorta, thoracic duct and azygous vein. Thoracic duct is basically a largest lymph vessel which is present in a human body. It extends from abdomen to the lower part of the neck. Azygous vein is basically a channel which connects the superior vena cava with the inferior vena cava. Azygous vein drains thoracic wall and upper lumbar region. This image shows aortic opening through which aorta is passing.